all this time hanging out with us has broken Kim's brain. I was afraid of this. Welcome to the stream. It is time for more Disco Elysium. I think I've been calling this game Elysium sometimes. I don't really remember which name is which, like which is the right name and which is the wrong name. The reason I get a little hung up on that is because there's a terrible Matt Damon movie called Elysium, and they definitely called it Elysium in the movie. Caseyana is here. Welcome to the stream, Caseyana. Maybe Caseyana knows, because Caseyana's a writer. Maybe she knows the pronunciation I should be using. Is it Elysium or is it Elysium? No clue. Fat lot of good you are. Nah, I'm just kidding. Thanks for coming, Caseyana. Let's get back into some Disco Elysium. It's a slow-paced game. We're moving through it pretty slowly, but I'm glad for that, actually, because I really like it. I really like it, and I'm really glad that I'm not just like rushing through it. Just looked it up on Google, and it complicates things further. Okay, lay it on me. Read the pronunciation. Lay it on me. How does it complicate things further? I'm genuinely curious. Anyways, like I was saying, also, in the meantime, while we're waiting for Caseyana's pronunciation response, I'm glad this game's been slow-paced. I really enjoy it. I'm having a lot of fun playing it, and I don't really want it to go by fast. I could play this forever, I feel like. It's a very, very fun game. So, yeah, no complaints from me. Elysium? Disco Elysium? Is that right? Okay. The word disco has been mentioned multiple times in the game. I've got a pretty firm grasp on that pronunciation. The word Elysium, aka the S, isn't an S sound, it's a J. Elysium. Oh gosh. That does complicate things. Elysium. That does complicate things a little bit. Okay. Let's play Disco Elysium. It's too complicated to go listen to it on Google. Alright. Can do. Oh yeah, so we were here buying a jacket, but we don't have any money. In order to make money, we need to put like recyclables into this thing. But in order to do that, we need a bag. So we need to find a bag. Is there a way for us to find a bag?
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know any.
I don't think so. All right, let's get out of here. I don't really know what we're supposed to be doing, but there's a lot of different people that we could be talking to. So I think we'll just focus on talking to them. Okay, this looks like something interesting. Let's see what's going on over here. Let's talk to this guy, this jaunty fellow.
Scab?
Asks a man with jolly eyes, tilting his head.
What did he just call you? Oh no, not
off to a good
again.
start, Disco Elysium. Thank you. Off to a good start.
Kid.
I'm not gonna... I know what a scab is. I don't care that my character doesn't know what a scab is. I know what a scab is. Welcome to the stream, Gray. I've missed a lot of this game. What is the goal? That's a more complicated question than you might realize. We are a detective with severe amnesia from drinking too much booze. and we are solving a murder in this town. And that's like the very basic explanation of the story, but it's a lot more trippy than that explanation would really like allude to. We're very it's very psychedelic. There's a lot of like existential things going on. There's a lot more to it than my brief explanation might make you believe. It's actually quite complicated. A lot of it has to do with like, a lot of the game has to deal with like your psyche. The main character is really unlikable so far. You'll see as we play. It's very interesting. And I'm also realizing that I forgot that I always do this, but I gotta move where my head is at on the screen because I block everything. So let's move me here, like I've been doing. And then I also have to... Ah, a little too far. All right. Okay, we'll do this too. Yeah, it's a confusing game, to say the least, and I don't think that anyone really knows what's really going on. So that's something to keep in mind also. We're in it together, Gray. We're in it together. We'll figure it out together as we go. Okay, let's respond to this guy calling us a scab. I know that my character is dumb and doesn't... We'll do this, because this feels like a good middle ground. Oh, no, oh, no! Ah, that was an accident. That was an accident.
Scab now?
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go with the middle ground answer here, because I do know what a scab is in real life. My character is dumb and does not, but this feels like a nice even ground between those two things. I'm not a scab. I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, "Let us cop for less money."
He chuckles, then realizes.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
Ah, okay, so this is the guy that Cuno told us to talk to. So this is helpful. Hey, you're the man in the boots at the gates. Cuno said you know about the armor.
The little boy had the good on his promise.
His promise?
To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me, pardon the choice of words, not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Welcome to the stream, Blustery. Perfect timing.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock.
I think that's Cuno he's talking about, I think.
Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
So Cuno used us to, what? Scare you?
It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He contemplates taking a swig from his flask.
He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter then.
The probe into the armor. What did you learn?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
What sort of technical stuff?
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
Hold up. 4 pieces. Helmet, cuirass, gauntlets, boots. What about the leggings?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
Okay. I'm gonna find 1 piece of it. 1 is enough.
Nice and balanced. Some junior officers can take care of the rest.
My thoughts exactly, Kim. My thoughts exactly.
Smart choice. It's only that one spot you need armored too. The one the bullet hits. Good luck if you go for those boots though. You'd have an easier time wresting the spurs off a boyadero than getting them off him.
I just noticed this guy's name. Call Me Manana. That's pretty awesome. Thank you for your cooperation, sir.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Manana. Thank him for showing me the way.
He is sincerely grateful he is not tracking down pieces of armor right
This is my favorite character we've met so far, if I'm being honest. So what's this strike about anyway?
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
Alright, well I need to get past the gates to speak with your boss.
Oh. Good, good. What matters do you want to discuss with Everard?
As much as I think this is what an actual responsible cop would say, my character is the furthest thing from that, so he might have information about a killing that took place behind the hostel.
Everard's got a lot of knowledge about a lot of things, eh? Doesn't often dole it out though. But sure, why not?
Does this mean you can let me through the gate?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
That simple? I just walk right in?
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in.
Past Measurehead?
Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him,
Right.
then press the button to unlock the door,
Uh-huh.
then go past him again,
Okay.
and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
For some reason it doesn't seem like it's going to be that easy.
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation. Or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible.
Has any of the scabs tried converting to his worldview?
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
Whoops. One second. Gotta fix that shoulder. Although that might not be possible. I'm translucent. Oh. Alright. That'll do it. That'll do, pig. Has anyone ever bested him in a physical confrontation?
Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong.
Nothing a couple of solid hooks from Dexter and Sinister won't fix.
Is that the name of my fists? Got it. Another thing.
Sure.
The man whistles a jaunty tune, the wind rustling his whiskers. Nice talk. Gotta get going. All right. Before we talk to this man, let's do a little bit more investigating this area. There's some things around us we can check out. Where's the rest of the armor? Ah, Cuno lied to us. Get the boots off that guy's feet, which we didn't really learn how to do. Who else can we talk to here? This guy?
Bastards! We have a right to work!
What's the man yells toward the harbor gates. His voice is the loudest of the lot, and oddly screechy for a man his size. What's going on here?
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He's a full head taller than everybody else here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Why should I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Okay, then I'm thinking no.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
Regardless, I have some questions for you.
Maybe you should ask them the questions. Like, why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
He points his finger at the man sitting on the railing.
So do we, Scab.
The loitering man hollers in return. Well, I actually need to speak with the union boss.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. Why you want to meet that fat asshole?
I'm interviewing people about a murder that took place here behind the hostel cafeteria over there.
I know nothing about a murder.
His reply is snappy and terse.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting.
Why so tense?
What are you talking about? I'm not tense.
Yes, he's tense. And dangerous. Somewhere below it all.
Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
This isn't really my area of expertise.
We are not picking a side in this just yet, sir.
Pity. Let us work!
I'm just going to leave now. So see ya. Have a good one. Alright, I don't think we've got much of a choice. I think we gotta get past that big dude. But I really think we should try to get our health up before we do this. So let's go back to the hostel. Oh, is that money? We can stand to have a little bit of money. Oh yeah, we definitely need money. Let's go back to the hostel. Actually, what's this? What's this? What's this? That's interesting. Let's check out this. Eventually, I want to go back to the hostel and see if there's a way to, like, rest or something that gets my health back up. Since we don't have any healing items. And then,
We're stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grod-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
And then I feel like if we have to wrestle that guy or something, we might get injured. If we get injured, we might die. And I'm not looking to die.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see A lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
I feel like we already know the stickers and insignia because he's the racist guy, I think, right?
The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels.
What I guessed. What about the backseat, though?
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You think this lorry belongs to our tough guy?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
He was acting tough before. This probably scared him a bit. Who knows when it will come in handy? A slightly scared, racist lorryman.
Cool. Let's head back to the hostel. See if there's anything that we can benefit from by going back here for a little bit. We also still need to confront Cuno again also. We might just do that since we're over here. That's a new guy. Let's talk to this new guy.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
Pretty long. It's drink o'clock.
Attaboy. It's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there, not thinking about drinking all that time. It was like you weren't yourself.
It's drink o'clock. I've been secretly thinking about drinking this whole time.
There he is, the old boy, the devil. You rascal, you. Let's celebrate right now by licking that stain off the counter.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do
wild.
that. That's insane. Dude, my character sucks, but he doesn't suck that bad. I'm not licking a fucking stain.
What happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then.
Let's have some dignity. You used to be cool. Licking booze off the countertop. That is so nasty, dude.
Get your drink on and your act together.
Right on, I'm down. Let's talk to this guy first. Oh, never mind. We never woke this guy up. I wonder if we should.
The worker is in a deep slumber.
Yeah, Gray, I agree that the more unhinged your character is, there's some fun to that. But I also think one of the things I've really enjoyed about the game is how much they've let me curate who this person is to me. Like, I sort of have a person in mind a little bit. And I kind of have like a handle on like who I think he is. And like, while I do think he's unhinged, I think he's also fairly, I think he's also like trying to play things cool. In my mind, that this character is trying to be cool at all times and play things off real cool. But he's a total like loser, burnout, and despite his best efforts, what he's doing rarely ends up being cool. I get a little kick out of playing him that way. So like there are things that are unhinged that I feel like I just still probably won't do. I'm always open to suggestions on things that I can do with the character. So you can always write in a suggestion. But yeah, I have like I'm trying to play him a certain way kind of right now. These are vitamins, they're not drugs. I almost see him as like being like, yeah, blustery. We need to keep our dark side a secret. I almost, as much as like, okay, I'll take it a step further. I don't even know if he's trying to keep it a secret. I genuinely think that he's almost like childish. Like, I think he thinks he's keeping things a secret, and he's really bad at it. Everyone knows this guy's a loser. Everyone knows he's burning out. Everyone knows that he's just this like belligerent drunk. But I think he still kind of thinks he might have him a little bit fooled. I also like the idea of playing him as if he's trying to do cool things, but there's such a he almost can't help but be who he is. So he'll try to do something cool, and it'll still be stupid. I'm figuring out how I want to play him. I'm having a lot of fun, like building this character. It's been the best part of the game for me.
Perhaps he's on his way to where you just came from, into the primordial darkness. There is only one way to awake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane. Rip the buildings from the earth.
I like your writer's approach to this, because it's literally been a book we are physically walking through and writing. That's how I'm seeing it. Like, the only thing that we're not writing in the book is our character. We're given options to help write them, but the game is unfolding in front of us, and the only thing we really have control over is how we are deciding to play it. So I'm having fun writing out who he is and like how he's interacting in the world. He's not a bad guy. Maybe when he's really drunk, he's a bad guy. I think he wants to be a good person. I also just think that he is deeply flawed to a degree where it's almost impossible for him to be fully good. And of course, we've already found out that there are things that our character did when they were blacked out that were not good things. But it also feels like those are two very separate personas. So I'm trying to I'm not playing him as a bad person. I don't think he's bad. That said, we're going to still say this. Wake up. This is an order. I am the law.
Why the yelling man?
The 30-something man slowly lifts his head and gives you a pensive look. I just wanted to see what would happen if I yelled.
Congratulations. You've seen the future. Now, if you excuse me again, officer.
The worker sinks back under the table, ready to continue his nap.
Officer, even after a rude awakening, this dock worker respects the police more than they usually do, at least.
Yours?
Indeed. Help yourself to some. Wait. No. Oh, it's empty. Sorry about that, pal.
See anything interesting in your dreams?
Thank God, no.
Was it a fathomless darkness into which we ought to be deferred, like a corpse to a mausoleum?
The worker stares at you, his eyes dry from sleep. A web of wrinkles covers his tanned forehead.
I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir, but when I'm out, then I'm really out. No corpses, no mausoleums, just quality time.
Mausoleums. We are so annoying. That's the other thing. Our character is very annoying.
A little me time in the abyssal pelagic zone. You can never return to it now. Only detective work remains. Wakefulness and detection.
So why are you sleeping here while the others are out there striking?
They got it. Majoret's got it. He's guarding the gate. Or just getting some sleep. Or was.
The way he says Measurehead implies ultimate trust in this head reckoner's physical prowess. He seems like a worthy rival. You should slay him.
And what about the dead body in the yard?
Yeah, what about it? 'What 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 about it
You seem cool with it. Do you have many of those just hanging from trees around here?
You know, people die here every day. Someone's found in a ditch, another one falls in a manhole, a third one gets eaten by stray dogs. If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern?
Well, someone has to look into it, and it looks like I'm that person, so tell me what you know.
I can tell you this. Trouble's ahead.
You have a pretty solid feeling that the man's not just mouthing off. He's strong, but even he has reasons to be cautious here.
What trouble?
You heard what I said. Draw your own conclusions. That's all I know, and I prefer to keep it this way.
The lieutenant gives you a little nod, then makes a note in his blue notebook. So Union people think he was a killer, he thinks. Even sleepy hair. This doesn't help a lot, but it's something. Good work, detective.
All right, I'll let you sleep.
The dock worker doesn't answer. His head is already back down on the table, in sweet sleep.
I think it's time for us to get a drink too. I'm just parched. Absolutely parched. Oh, this part's open. Let's go in here really fast. We haven't been in here yet.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Quebec. It must be his name, Garancy. Garancy Quebec. Sounds representative.
Ah, Grassy, I have some questions to ask.
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
You've got some impressive pots there.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn.
Well, I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. Stay masculine.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimpled lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
I wonder where this door leads.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
I'm drawn to its cobalt blue.
It is quite pretty. I suppose we could look into it as a side investigation.
No, the door and the main investigation will merge into a stereo investigation.
If you say so, Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side.
Real mature, man. What exactly were you trying to accomplish? You do understand you still owe me money, right?
Oh, I do forget that the last time this guy told us to pay him, we just ran away.
Damn, your feet thought we got away. That doesn't seem fair. You demonstrated some serious skills there, slipping away Sambo style.
No, you haven't missed anything big. We've only been on for about 30 minutes. We're kind of just, bumbling around as we always do.
By the way, Sambo, or Samuran boxing, is an eloquently violent set of one-on-one fighting moves originating from the Samuran Isola. Sambo used to incorporate a wide array of martial disciplines, from archery to mounted combat, but mainly means aesthetically pleasing single combat nowadays. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool.
But you must have appreciated my Sambo style stealth.
Oh, well, if that was Sambo style, then let me wipe that debt, sir.
He snorts sarcastically, then suddenly changes tone, probably realizing it was pretty cool.
Okay, the stupid drinks are on the house, Mr. Athlete. I still have to charge you for 3 nights and the broken window. That's 100 square.
So we're cool?
Not entirely cool. You still owe me 100 real. If you don't have it by tonight, I can't let you back up there.
He points upstairs, towards your room.
Now, what the hell did you want? I assume you wanted something to come back here.
First off, I need a drink. Can you pour me one?
Do I have a shaker in my hand? Is this a shaker?
He sounds irritated.
You sound irritated. Why? All I want's a drink.
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a bow tie and doing this?
He shakes his imaginary shaker furiously.
Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I'm not a bartender. I'm a cafeteria manager. Is there anything else you wanted?
You don't understand the seriousness of the situation. I'm an alcoholic, and I need my fix.
Even more reason for me not to serve you, sir. Was there anything else you needed other than alcohol?
I've seen something here at the Whirling Gart. At the Whirling Gart. A thing that I need to talk about.
What thing?
There's a mysterious blue steel door in the back of the kitchen.
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
He shrugs. Do you know what's behind it? Do you have...
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He runs his finger across the counter to check for dirt.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
I think you'd like to know what's back there.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Okay, all right. I saw another thing at the
Another
whirling.
thing. Great. I love those.
I saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved for the Union.
Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction.
He tosses his head in disdain.
They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
He hates the Union. but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate.
It's a shame you've got to suck up to the union to stay afloat.
I don't. I'm simply providing a service, or really facilitating the offering of services to paying customers, and it doesn't matter. I don't have to explain myself to you.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
The lieutenant gives you a meaningful nod. How do we find them?
We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
Yes?
I ain't paying shit.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it.
Do I even have one?
But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere.
Far away?
In time or space?
Both?
That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money.
I'll live in a dumpster, I don't care. Fuck everything. Hobocop.
Entertain the thought when you get the time. Maybe being a hobo and a cop has its advantages.
A cop and a hobo. A hobo cop. Upsides, can be disheveled, doesn't have to wash, carries himself with lurched gusto. Hobo cop doesn't need anyone or anything. No one can kick you out because you don't have a home. Never pay rent again. Never again here. You're drunk. Why did you even come here, Harry? Interesting. Go home. You're embarrassing yourself. Downsides. Are there any? I mean, seriously, give me one. Oh, we can't internalize? How do we unlock a slot? Shoot, I want to do Hobocop. I guess we'll just wait till we unlock one of these slots. I don't know how you do that. I'm guessing like we do that through like leveling up or something. I'll be patient, but I really do want to do this Hobocop thing that sounds incredibly. Incredibly? Sounds incredible. Find booze and drink it. Well, we might not have a home soon because we are way off with how much money we owe. So let's go, like, at least see if we can... I'm hoping that if we, like, get into our room, we can, like, rest. Maybe get some health back. Kim tries not to look at your broken down bathroom door.
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore.
Well, this is where the magic happens.
And by that you mean crimes against humanity?
Well, crimes against myself, anyway.
I have no idea what that means.
He looks toward the exit, longingly.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Okay. All right, we're gonna have to find a different way to heal ourselves. But in the meantime, I need to step away for 1 second. I need to use the restroom. While I'm doing that, let's give this a little bit of love. All right, cool. Right on. I will. Whoa, Kim. Kim, no. No, Kim, no. Calm down, Kim. This is what you get for hanging out with us. This is the kind of influence we tend to be. It's really too bad. BRB. Did you notice just now when we were looking at that Hobocop internalized thought that they called us Harry? To my knowledge, we haven't had a name yet. Unless I missed something earlier. I don't think we've been called by a name yet. Earlier in the game, when somebody asked us our name, we said our name was the color orange. Not like our name was orange, like our name was like the embodiment of the color orange. So that's what we've been kind of working with this whole time. Oh my god, let's get Kim out of here. This is not a healthy place for him to be. Wait, what came over my head just now?
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
Am I a smoker?
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously.
But she broke it at the filter. I can't smoke that.
How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all.
Naturally.
Or you could not do that. No one is making you.
Well, I'll think about it.
Good. Thinking about yummy cigarettes in your mouth is the next best thing. Make sure you think about juicy sticks of tobacco all the time, though. It doesn't count if it's not all the time. And when you're done thinking about them, graduate to getting them. Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses.
Good to know. Find smokes and smoke them. Alright, we got a lot of tasks we need to do. I still wish that they would give us credit for finding our shoe. I wonder if they will if we... I wonder if they will if we go back onto the patio. Let's try. I know it's a very silly thing that I care about this, but I would like for that to go away, that notification. Smell of the sea makes you dizzy. A gust of briny wind washes over you. No, doesn't really look like that's gonna work, is it? Well, the perfectionist in me, which is a very, very small part of me, if I'm being honest, it's a little disappointed that we're not going to be able to clear that off our list of things. Maybe if we go look at the window again.
The window stands broken in its frame. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's...
Oh man, sometimes I wish I was more of a perfectionist, if I'm being honest with you. I am not really one. In some ways I am. In more ways I'm not. Alright, well I think we're just gonna have to unfortunately have that quest like still incomplete. At some point I might do a little bit of research on how to clear that, because our list of quests that are active is really long. Alright, we need a bag. We need all kinds of stuff. Okay, well let's get our ducks in a row. What do we need to do? We need to interview the Wild Pines rep. She's the one who owns the harbor, okay? We need to interview the union boss. We kind of know what we need to do that. Did we not perform the field autopsy? I thought we did this. The rest of the armor. Yeah, let's keep looking into the armor. Let's go talk to Cuno. We love spending time with our boy Cuno. Maybe she has some new dialogue options too.
Hello again, sweetie.
Sweetie needs money. Do sweeties get money?
Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
If she could, this woman would feed and clothe you and every other sad, lost person on this earth. You've got guns of steel and a chiseled jaw somewhere under the bloated alcohol layer. Maybe she'd like to sponsor you.
Let's tug on our heartstrings a little bit here.
Your deportment remains dignified as you shed a single manly tear.
It isn't easy for me to ask this of anyone, but I am at the end of my rope. Any money you have could help me.
Sweetie, I only have a few cents on me, but I could give you this to pawn. Just to tide you over.
We are a terrible person. She unfastens a gold commemorative pin from her left jacket pocket and drops it into your palm.
Wonderful. He has a pin.
The pin is round and slightly tarnished. 3 sailboats in bas relief with the sun hovering over the water behind them. A chipped green banner at the bottom reads, San Baptiste, Summer 31, Dinghy Races.
Where can I pawn the pin?
Cross the plaza and follow the road along the coast. Down by the water, there'll be a shack nestled against an old stone facade. That's the pawn shop. An old friend of my husband's goes there often. He says the owner is quite helpful. Items that can be pawned at Bird's Nest Roy's appear in your inventory under the Items tab. You can pawn these items when talking to Roy.
I promise. I'll buy it back for you once I have more money.
Oh, it's not an ancient family heirloom or anything, but I suppose it would be nice to get it back.
Let's go make some money. Cool. So we can't, so it looks like we do have the option of buying that back at some point, but let's pawn it for now. Okay, first things first, let's go talk to Cuno. And maybe we should try to do the field autopsy? There's my boy, Cuno.
Fuck does Cuno care?
Cuno, I found your shack.
Yeah, did you fucking there?
No, but I found a plate covered with powdered residue. Do you know anything
That's
about
where
that?
Cuno gets his daily hit of electric. Cuno Shazam. Cuno rides the fucking lightning in there, pig.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes.
Is that my coat up there? I'm pretty sure it's mine.
Is it? You got pretty fucked. Cuno's surprised you've still got your head after all that.
Thanks, kid.
Whatever, piggy.
What's up with that toot of Magnesolum, Cuno?
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything?
He looks at you like you just pointed at the sun and asked what it was.
You could use some.
It's magnesium, right?
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Cuno goes through like a tube a day, rips mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a bottle.
Oh, don't teach him, Cuno. He's gonna use it against you, Cuno.
I know all about magnesium, okay? I rock it all the time.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
He looks at you, eyes bulging.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die.
Can I get into the harbor from the roof?
Of course you fucking can. How do you think Cuno made all the docky boys his gimps? Just gotta fly, pig.
I tried that and it didn't go so well.
Cuno knows. Cuno and C saw you shit yourself. It's okay, pig. Not everyone can face the fear Cuno style.
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy. Just jump.
Perfect. I've heard enough
Cool,
of this.
Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Cuno about his kingdom.
I talked to Manana about that armor.
So?
He raises his eyebrows, projecting aggressive indifference. He told me you promised to sick the pigs on him.
Yeah, so? Cuno did sick the pigs on him. Cuno's a man of his word.
Cuno sent your fat ass running around like jello.
Look, pig. Cuno sent you to rough some people up. Cuno played you. That happened. Now you and Cuno should move on.
Good idea.
Whatever, kid.
What is this? Trying to be cool with your new asshole? Cuno was just being nice to you. You got fucked bad. Now limp the fuck out of here. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Cuno's.
Yeah, real interesting.
Damn it. I might have messed up this. What was that about running you an errand and illegal narcotics,
Cuno
Cuno?
gets it from his dad. Cuno and his dad are major suppliers. That's where Cuno gets his lightning on. Problem is, Cuno and his dad had a little falling out. Now junkies clawing at Cuno's door. Streets going mad. Cuno's got to throw his dirty popo man at it.
Okay.
Dirty popo man is you. In there is Cuno's violent dad on steroids. Cuno's dad does steroids and speed. If you can take him, you can have half of the speed.
I've made up my mind, Cuno, and this is what's going to happen.
Okay. Cuno's listening.
I'm going in there for justice. I'm a narc, Cuno. I'm going to confiscate that crap.
Sure. Confiscate it for Cuno, and you can have half.
So half of a half is a quarter, right? We're probably talking about a quarter-gram here.
Cuno's violent dad's got Cuno's key, so you need to fuck your way in there. Go to the pier side, bang on the door till the cleaning gimp lets you in. That's how Cuno does it. Then you go to room 12 and kick down the door, police violence style. That's what Cuno does. And then it's action time. You're locked in the room with violent fuckhead. That's it. Next time Cuno sees you, you better have his shit.
What the hell are you signing us up for here?
Come on, Kim. Obviously, I'm not gonna take it. We need to get drugs away from a minor.
Okay, then.
Cuno, let's talk about your shack again.
The fuck do you want with it?
What was with that pig's head?
Oh, that? Cuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Cuno demo tape.
Cool pig head. I liked it. I got one too. This one. It's shit.
What?
What is this shit? Fucking on yourself. This is weird level shit. Cuno doesn't go there.
Fuck your shit back to normal. What is this?
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Cuno about his... Cuno doesn't fucking...
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus. I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
First of all, what exactly is a field
Come on,
autopsy?
officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Do you have another pair of gloves?
Unfortunately, no.
I have gardening gloves. Maybe they're enough?
They are better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes.
Okay, where should I take the notes?
In your paperwork, officer. Just fill out the field autopsy form.
He sighs, already expecting the answer. You're not going to believe this. I think I've lost my paperwork.
Now they only have one paperwork, too.
Hush. Hush. Police business.
Officer, what haven't you lost?
Well, I still have my disco trousers.
Yes, barely.
He looks at his blue notebook and sighs.
I can give you my paperwork. There's an autopsy form there. Several, actually, but only if it helps move things along.
Let's work off yours for now.
Right. The autopsy form is near the end.
You find a moment as the lieutenant inspects the dead man's fingernails. Just a few glances. The pages are filled with a bulky freehand that's nearly illegible.
No.
Maybe you're imagining it, but there are some remarks in there, and they're not all negative. You're referred to as the 41st by your station number, and the 41st comes off as a moderately competent detective. Maybe you are a moderately competent detective. It's very hard to draw conclusions. All you can make out is that he is in a hurry to solve the case. The tempo of the handwriting says as much, and that there are a lot of notes in there. Most of them are made prior to arriving at the scene in preparation.
Oh, so here it is.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. it begins with
1. Assistant.
That's you.
Only the first question, and I already don't know the answer.
Just leave it empty, officer.
the corpse lies there, indifferent to your retrograde amnesia. The next box says
2. Coroner's case number.
KK57-0803.0815. Next.
3. Name.
NA. Next.
4. Date of birth.
NA.
5. Age.
Roughly 50.
Roughly 50.
the corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook.
Race. 6.
Mondial.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
7. Sex.
Fucky, fucky!
Police business. Stop.
Male.
Pigs can have sex.
Naively, the lieutenant does not double-check your notes.
8. Date of death.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
11. Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
A strange word. Treatment.
What exactly is treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say something sure-handed. Don't overdo it. It's okay to be unsure.
Agreed. No treatment.
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbat puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide. The other, an accident. The small one. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Alright, we'll start with the external examination summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
He turns the body onto its side to check the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
Quiet. Police business.
Babroudine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing. Tattoos.
He stands up, feet planted on either side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a national pattern. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Short, light brown, male pattern baldness. Okay.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Cuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max.
Police investigation. That's enough. I won't tell you again. Good day, Ronin Smells. Welcome to the stream.
Talking shit about Cuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
High velocity.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Good thing we got these chain cutters!
Always good to think ahead. Now,
he points to the rope, squeezing the dead man's
we
neck.
need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
Alright, let's get to work.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Police business? No more of that? Cut the belt off.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
The lieutenant has kneeled closer, running his finger along the dark red groove until there's a gap.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour, abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
He pulls down the man's underpants.
No! It's get up and see!
That's enough. That's enough. Police business.
I fucking knew it!
Hey. I won't tell you again. Take this seriously.
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Does it look like he was enjoying his moment of death?
Ah yes, your hunch before. We can have a semen analysis requested from processing, if that's what you meant.
No, I was trying to get like more of a psychic
No,
read.
you weren't, officer. That would be preposterous. Just write down that we request a semen, vaginal, and anal fluids analysis.
Alright, if you say so.
The corpse with his pants down does not have an opinion on the subject. All he has is genitals and a deathly odor.
Back is symmetrical and
Semen
intact. Upper and lower
sample.
extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
This is the body of a soldier. A mercenary.
Mm-hmm. We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars.
Battles. Wars.
Last item. Hands.
He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. Let's pick up the hand.
His flesh is cold, icy.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name?
I'm from...
I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Corbo. What can I do you for, Il Corbo de Cappadocia?
Pleasure's all mine. Tell me, are you a temple of pain and a stranger to tenderness?
You get me, Kobo. I feel like you were once for tenderness and kisses yourself, but then shit went south and now you're ahead of even me on the pain front. We should do this more often. Be close like this, I mean.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, the stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Stench is bad.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Okay, we need to do an internal examination summary.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
You don't even have a joke.
Nope.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
No.
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable.
Unremarkable.
Respiratory system.
Back hunched, as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen, hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
From here, it looks as though the clown-faced man is screaming. The tendons of his jaw are torn apart. Hyoid, ripped from the force of the lieutenant's hands. No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his. No, you don't. You can keep it in. You can keep anything in. You manage to suppress the contractions trying to enter your stomach. All it takes is concentration. Through it, you see nothing but darkness. More meat and darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
Hemorrhaging.
Hepatobiliary, NA.
N-A.
Same for toxicology and serology, NA.
Both?
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there.
N-A.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
Hanging. Yeah.
Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of relief. I'm sorry. He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around to the ground. The pool of faces there.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Voila.
What's next on the list?
Descriptions of injuries. Summary.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
What's the 4th injury field for?
Nothing. Just in case.
Okay. Well, let's start with the bite marks then.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Beneath the description, there are 2 boxes waiting to be ticked. Opinion, fatal injury, or non-fatal post-mortem. You just kind of said it was from the birds, right? Non-fatal, post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusion.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
I already wrote down maximum velocity. And hush.
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Already wrote that, but maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Non-fatal post-mortem.
Right. Next.
Ligature mark?
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
Opinion. Fatal injury.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned, but it's a start. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
What now?
Now we put him in a body bag, and I drive him to Faubourg for processing.
The lieutenant looks at the dead man one more time, then at his notebook, then at the corpse again. He's thinking, did I miss something? Your arms reach out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh, first with your fingertips, then under the palm of your hand.
3% chance. 3% chance, and we got it. That's pretty damn good.
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a spider, your hand crawls over his features. Everything is silent.
He said that there was something going on in the deep void of his mouth before, so I feel like this is the logical thing.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track. The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, delicate to touch. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth.
This reminds me that I still haven't made lunch.
Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from the throat, and there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened.
Fuck yeah.
Keep going.
Cuno nods too. He takes a step closer. A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
Alright, it's hard to do that with one hand.
Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
The fuck is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
Yes, that's what this part is called. You've seen the drawings. You've studied them. Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. The ululations of the limbic system have ended. All is quiet.
There's a cavity cut right between the
The
hemispheres.
lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
Cuno's voice is hushed.
Quivering with awe. Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him. The cartilage gives in with a crack, like some fruit. Just like that, your hand is in his head. Strange fluid streams down your wrist, and then you feel it with the tip of your finger. Sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin. The pain is barely noticeable under the adrenaline rush. You pick the object between your index and middle finger. Feels sharp, like metal. You press your teeth together. Your jaw is clenched. All you need to do is just...
I got it.
My pig's fucking got it?
He's watching his old man get the big prize at the claw game.
What? What is it?
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth, covered in blood up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
Fucking beautiful!
A bullet.
The lieutenant puts a small bag marked evidence under it.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Keep it, Lieutenant, as a gift.
No, you deserve it. We can log it later.
The lieutenant drops the bag in your bloody hand. Feels light.
Looks like we need to add one more item to your injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Sounds like heaven.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Wasn't that what you thought the last time?
That was then. This time we have extensive tissue destruction away from the wound track. This time we have a bullet.
Goddamn right.
And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3. Ligament mark. New opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
The ligament mark, the fractured hyoid bone, was all treatment.
Yes, and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Dead. Dabba dabba doop doop.
Dead.
Agreed?
I have had my doubts about this since you told me he was doing something else at the time of his death. I don't have that kind of intuition. I don't usually trust it. But it made me doubt. There have been other signs too. Small details. Everything is too neatly designed for us to assign probable cause here, as we did, full-heartedly. Well, no more.
We almost fell for it, he thinks. Almost.
I think I need to wash myself.
Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Maybe the bullet holds more answers?
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
What happens next?
We put him in a bag and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. The body bag should contain the odor for the duration of the transport. I would drive him to processing, but it's too late to do that today. I'll do it first thing tomorrow. No problem. One more thing. This was really good work, Detective.
The word lingers in the air of the yard. As far away dogs are barking, further yet the sound of motor traffic. Detective.
Let's drag him to the Kanema.
All right.
He takes out the shiny black body bag and starts pulling the plastic over the dead man's face.
There go those beautiful enamel boots. May they rest in processing.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
All right. We made a bit of progress there. Okay, there's a lot of things to click on, so let's click on them all.
Anti-object task force. Behold, the anti-object task force has assembled. God's avenging angel, arrayed against the lower emanations of the darkened one. Shoe racks, tape recorders, motor carriages, and doors. So many doors. You're not just pounding it all to pieces. You're reforging the universe, from the anvil of the heavens to the worms below. Indulge in it. Be bold. Have an impact on the shape of creation. Out of the furnace of your rage, a new reality. Also, you should trash your room again.
That last part. That's great. Give me 1 second, everybody. Sorry about that. It wasn't quite long enough of a delay to warrant a BRB, but I did want to take care of something really quickly. What are the bonuses for this? Nice.
Aces high.
Oh, we get health and we attack. That just... Oh, we got 2 of these
For
things.
the rest of the world, the aces high is just a cool Revachol thing. Politically neutral. In Revachol, it still holds revolutionary connotations. Also, have you looked at Lieutenant Kitsuragi's clothes? He wears a bomber jacket, just like the ones worn by aerostatic brigades, and those cargo pants could store tools for hot-fixing your aerostatic. Maybe you should ask him about this.
Okay, hold on. I do want to look at the anti-object task force. Attacking physical objects heals damage. That's very helpful for us because we are pretty much constantly damaged. Let's unlock one of these. And let's get our Hobo Cop thing going as well. There we go. I don't really know how these work. I don't know if we have to be connecting them in a certain way or anything yet, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Should we I see these electric lines coming off of me and connecting some things and not others? Does that mean that some things are not active? I'm not sure. Okay, let's also open... It's on the map here. Should we try to get our policeman's cloak? Look at all this stuff we got done. Okay, and then what else do we have? All right, we can level some things up. We might want to level up some combat skills because it's looking like we're gonna have to get into a fight pretty soon here with that guy. Oh, this is more for like shooting. I feel like we should probably... Wow, we're really, really low in these ones. 2, 5, 4, 2, 1. Maybe we should do something with... I do feel like these have been kind of screwing us. Let's do the... I feel like we're too earnest to lie. Let's do visual calculus. Can we level up anything else or no? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Map. Footprints in the dust. Let's talk to Kim.
Yes?
I think this is one of the logic things that we were supposed to be doing. Why did the 41st send me?
Because you're the best qualified. No, that doesn't seem right.
Dumb brain. I'm good for nothing.
You look dumb if you keep the lieutenant waiting for too long.
I want to talk about you.
Me?
Yes, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
We'll work better together if we have some rapport.
That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
You're wearing a Revolutionary Air Brigade jacket, aren't you?
What? These? It's just seasonal clothing.
And those look like airman pants. Good for storing tools in.
Where is this going?
You see, Kim, I have this place in my head where I develop new ideas and connections.
Interesting. I think it's called a brain.
Yes, a brain.
Okay. And something happened in that brain?
Yes. My brain suspects that you have some kind of thing with the Revolutionary Air Brigade.
I do not have a thing with Revolutionary Air Brigades in particular.
Just air brigades, then?
Okay, I wanted to become an aerostatic pilot. Then I turned 10 and realized we no longer have an air force.
Are you sure the Revolutionary has got nothing to do with this?
Absolutely nothing.
Thank you. My mind is satisfied.
Good. Good. Let's change the subject.
Didn't get us very far, did it? Okay, can I attack some inanimate objects and get some health back? That'd probably be good. We've never gone down this way. What's down this way? An ancient fountain. It doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. I'm actually going to do one more quick BRB, and then we're going to start wrapping things up, but I've got like another half hour of playtime left. So quick BRB, and then we'll keep going. I'm sorry for the interruption, but I needed to stop the video here really quickly and just address a horrible, horrible nightmare I just had. Obviously, my name's Tyler. I'm the host of the Dibble is Dead stream, and there's Dibble there. He's currently napping, and we were both just taking a little nap before I just had this terrible nightmare that maybe all the audio was muted from that point on in the stream. There's no way it's possible, but we should just double check to be sure. Oh my god. Okay, this isn't that big a deal. I was there for the entire stream, so I can quickly sum up for you everything that happened next. First off, we talked to this guy who was eating salami. He gave some of the salami to me and to Kim. However, he also gave us some minor world building points that didn't really seem to matter that much at the time. Basically, he just said that there was like some kind of collapse where you couldn't get to the other part of the town, and maybe it looked like a vehicle had driven through that area. Nothing that huge. Next, we went to the pawn shop, and at the pawn shop, we confronted the owner, who appeared to be on some kind of psychedelic drug. The psychedelic drug was a government-issued drug that was used to cure radiation sickness, which we learned that he was currently suffering from as a result of some horrible incident called the Pile that happened in Ravachol before the events of the game some time ago. Not only were we able to get some of that drug from him, which we haven't taken yet, we also found out two important things. One is that we accidentally, not maybe accidentally, but while we were drunk, we actually sold our gun to the pawn shop. Not very professional. We also found out that someone has since purchased our gun. We no longer have it at the pawn shop, so one of our missions in the game now is to track the gun down. Lastly, we did pawn the cryptozoologist's wife's pin that she gave us, but we did ask him if he would hold on to it and not sell it right away so we could buy it back in the future. Next, we found some fingerless gloves. Nice. We met a weird, cheapo clothes salesman that we didn't buy anything from. Nice. And lastly, we failed miserably as we tried to get our coat back. That's everything you missed in the stream. I'll be back with part 4 very soon, and I'll make sure the sound is on. All right, back to sleep for me. Dibble, anything you want to add? All right, good night.